This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
Is the man, the myth, the legend that is Omar Kelly. How you feeling, baby? You feeling good?
Yeah, man. Can't complain. A day I'm not out at the practice facility, which is a great day. So
yeah. Yep. And I even saw your article. You said, well, it looks like Tua might be the guy you want to build around.
Hey, listen.
So the tide is turning.
I who said that? I didn't say that.
I saw it. You don't even remember the words you wrote?
What'd you say? Oh, listen.
You don't even remember the words you wrote?
No. I didn't say he might be the guy. I've always been fine building around Tua. I'm curious to see where he is in 2023. When I'm expecting him to be the quarterback that he has the potential, or show us the quarterback he has the potential to be. I think he's getting comfortable in this offense. I think he's getting better protection. He clearly has upgraded weaponry. Tyreek Hill is probably the best receiver I've ever seen.
Well, you didn't like the group of injured wide receivers last year that Flo was in love with? I mean,
Bro,
just kept all those injured guys around, they were all on bikes.
Fair to say Flo is in love with them, but I will say this: I've seen and covered some very dynamic wide receivers, from Reggie Wayne and Santana Moss and Andre Johnson and Brandon Marshall and Mike Wallace. Say whatever you want. To Jarvis Landry, there's nobody like Tyreek Hill.
No, of course not, man. Yeah, you got to go back to Duper and Clayton, and he's still at another gear than those guys, because I saw both those guys too, and they were fast, and especially Duper was slightly faster.
Yeah.
What Clayton was the freakish athlete I have ever seen in a Dolphins uniform outside of Paul Warfield as an athlete, because Clayton could jump up, he could dunk. He was like 5'10" or something, or 5'11", and he was a dunker. You know what I mean? He was like he could squat 500 pounds. You go watch Battle of the Network Stars, and you'll see Mark Clayton, squatting 500 pounds, and you're like, what the hell? Who the hell is this guy? But Tyreek is just a different gear. I've never seen a gear like this before. A gear that can change directions at high speeds.
Yeah, no.
It's very rare.
People don't realize there's a difference between speed and quickness. Some players have one, but don't have the other. The unique player has both. And Tyreek has speed, quickness, and a ridiculous work ethic. And when you put a demand, a yearning to be coached, to the point where Mike McDaniel says, he values when I call him out in meetings and say, hey, you're not running this route to the right depth. Or, hey, what's up with this block? Because it forces him to correct himself and raise the standard of how he practices and plays. He's going to be phenomenal. I would argue to you, and I've always known this, and I had this argument on I Am Athlete one day when we were doing a conversation about top rated receivers. And I don't know if I had him number one, but I had him really high. I've spent the last 6 years talking to NFL people who are trying to find the next Tyreek Hill.
Well,
they're not trying to find the next Devontae Adams or the next Cooper Kupp or the next, and Brandon and the crew explain it's because he's a cheat code. Tyreek's a cheat code, and it allows you to do little quick, easy things and get big yardage from it. But if somebody's a cheat code and you can't do what you could do with him, with the best receivers in the game, wouldn't you want the cheat code? Doesn't everybody want the cheat code?
Of course. Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want the cheat code? And I watch the first play of every practice. Always goes to Tyreek. And it's always like 25 yards. First play, tone setter. And usually Tyreek brings it in, but it's just a play where he's in movement, he's jet sweeping, and then the ball is snapped and he's running full speed into his route. There's no defensive back who could touch him.
No. And every time whenever he decides to cut or come back, you're done, because you do not stop as quick as he does and change directions. Waddle has
wide open.
Gift, by the way.
He's wide
Waddle
open.
has that gift also, by the way. He does have that gift.
Stop! Don't do that.
Oh, he can change directions, bro.
He can do it. He can do it. He can't do it at the same level as
well, nobody does it. Nobody does it at Tyreek's level.
No, yes, I agree.
But then again, Tyreek has never had anybody opposite of him that has the equal ability of Waddle. That's why I'm just saying, you know, Clayton was a freakish athlete with good speed. Duper was a freakish athlete with great speed. So everybody has some kind of an edge. Obviously, Tyreek has that edge. But what I'm saying is, very few people can line up a Waddle next to a Tyreek in this league.
No argument.
It's going to give Tua a monster advantage out there when you have two guys that are near impossible to stay with on a break. When they decide to break, you're not breaking with them. That's just the way it goes. Now, to test your terrible memory once again, and this is just an article you just wrote yesterday, Tua's accuracy shines on most days. He's silencing his critics, like Omar Kelly, who thought Tyreek Hill's big play prowess was going to disappear with Tua as his quarterback, but routinely delivering on deep throws. And most importantly, during training camp, Tua has typically connected on third down and red zone throws. Put that with his excellent pocket presence, which he showcased the past 2 years, playing behind a poor offensive line, and it seems as if the Dolphins might actually have a quarterback worth building a franchise around. That does not seem like, oh, I know he can build. No. I want defined statements there. Okay?
Listen.
Tua is proving what I didn't think he could be, a stud quarterback.
When did I say he couldn't be it? When did I say he couldn't be it?
Right there. Listen. You're still not saying it. You're still not committing to the young man.
Hey, listen,
Mike.
When I watched him practice
Dolphins
against Tampa,
might actually have a quarterback worth building a franchise around.
So what
the hell
number?
Is that,
hold on. What number quarterback is your baseline, your cutoff point for a guy that you want to build around?
Franchise.
Give me top 10.
No, there's no number.
No. There's got to be a number.
Are you a franchise quarterback? That's all it is.
Is Dak Prescott a franchise quarterback?
Yes, he is. Barely,
but
he is. Barely, but he is. Hey, man, he's done a pretty good job.
Is Derek Carr a franchise quarterback?
Yes. He has franchise ability. Yes.
Definitely.
Your boy Kirk Cousins is not.
No, he's not a franchise quarterback. I know that.
Okay. Ryan Tannehill is not.
No, he's not. So is Russell you weren't
going to say Russell Wilson, right?
No, I wasn't going to say Russell Wilson. Okay. The guy in Arizona.
Oh yeah, he's got franchise ability. Hell yeah, he's a passer.
Is he a franchise? Would you say he's a franchise quarterback?
I just said he has franchise ability. I didn't say he's a franchise.
Oh, he's paid like a franchise quarterback now.
No, he hasn't played like one yet.
He hasn't paid like a franchise quarterback.
Oh well, but that's the game. They're stuck in that game. That you had to give Ryan back in the day a $17-20 million contract. You had no choice. That was the stupid market. And look at what Kirk Cousins. You got to pay him $30 million to guaranteed. That's the stupid system that you're in.
My definition.
That's like the Sam Bradford thing. He gets drafted, and you got to give his ass $60 million guaranteed right up front. Like it's a stupid system. That's all.
This Sam Bradford thing is a bad example because he was the last of that system. But yes,
but what I'm saying, it was a bad system.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying. And this is bad also, that you're forced to pay a Kirk Cousins all that money when he's really not that good. He's really a facilitator. On a good day, that's what Kirk Cousins is, a solid facilitator for you.
So, okay, right now I'm confident in saying that Tua is a facilitator. Now, would I say he's a franchise quarterback? Would I say he's on the Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Matt Stafford?
I think I look at Tua like he has the ability to be a franchise quarterback. I believe he will be a franchise quarterback, but you need everything else around him, and I think they've got it now. So if they fix the line in the running game, you got your franchise quarterback. That's how I look at him. But if you expect him to take a beating for you like Ben Roethlisberger and hang in there and have 3 guys draping on him and make no, bro. No, that's not who he is.
He ain't even finishing the season.
That's not Roger Staubach. That's not Drew Brees. That's not Joe Montana. I can go on, and Fran Tarkenton. I'm 55 years old, my brother. I've seen these quarterbacks. They can be great quarterbacks for you, but you're going to have to give them the things that they need around them. Joe Montana wasn't going to have 3 guys draping on him and he was going to throw a 50-yard bomb. That's not who he is. You know, so you have to be Bill Walsh and you have to design the right offense and the running game and the receivers and all that. And then Joe will do his thing. You know, a lot of people compare Tua to Breeze.
Yes.
I don't. I compare him to Joe Montana. I think he's more Joe Montana.
I would compare him more to Steve Young than I would Joe Montana.
He's not even that. You're way wrong on that because Steve Young was a runner.
I think
he was a runner at BYU. No, I'm saying he was a runner. That was part of his game. He learned that he had to stop running because his career was not going to last. So he is a way better athlete than Tua is. And he was a tough guy. I mean, just go watch that run that he had in the NFC Championship game. It might be the greatest run of any quarterback in the history of the NFL. Breaking all kinds of tackles and all that. Steve Young was a completely different quarterback than Tua. It's I love you, but it's a terrible comparison.
See,
you're better off with Breeze and Montana because they're not the athletes that are really moving around just like Tua. Tua only will run on it's the final destination. Like he's got no freaking choice. If not, he's going to make a play from back.
Which is what I love. It's the Russell Wilson.
That's Montana. That's Montana.
It's the Russell Wilson.
More Montana than Breeze, actually.
They can run. They're not going to run, but I think he'll run. I think he'll run for a first down every single game.
Actually, Young and Russell are more alike than anything else, if anything. And Russell still will not run nearly as much as Steve Young did. Steve Young was like he was a badass, dude. Like,
I remember.
He was a crazy badass. And he learned to stop being a crazy badass and stop running because he had a little Jim McMahon in him coming out of BYU. Also,
I remember the older Steve Young, not the young scrambling Steve Young.
Exactly. I'm old, so I saw the whole Steve Young from BYU.
Yeah, I never saw BYU Steve Young
and
or the USFL Steve Young.
Right. Bill Walsh got him and said, "Yo, you gotta stop running. I need you to stop running. I need look at what Joe did. Stay back there, make the plays. You run on the last scenario that you have to run. You have no choice. If not, I need you to dump it off to Roger Craig or Rathman or Leonard Clark or get it at. Well, I don't think he had Clark back then. I forgot who was his tight end, but still, whatever. Get it. Huh?
Yeah, Terrell Owens, Jerry Rice, and Terrell Owens.
Yeah, I forgot who his tight end was. I forgot because he didn't have Clark. Clark was already retired. I forgot who it was. But anyway, still, Bill Walsh always had, incredible talent around him and all of that. So that's what, to me, I think Tua is Montana. I think he's going to be a calm, cool, collective customer, a playmaker back there, and he'll run on just because it's last desperation, overall.
Hold on. Steve Young might have scrambled 60 times a game during his career. 60 times a season. During his career, it's not. It's like pedestrian numbers, which is why I was like,
early on,
early on, he didn't run, which is very weird. Yeah, his high most seasons is 27, 38, 15 carries a season. 60.
Yeah, but it's 278, 201, 290, 248, 251. It is yards. Yeah, you're looking at today's game. That's why you're not. Remember, the quarterbacks pass for less than. They ran for less than. That's a running quarterback in today's world, and in that world then, because quarterbacks didn't run. That wasn't part of their game. They don't want you to run.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, you look at it, and it's like. When he was running, Look at it. 11.2, 6.0, 11.2, 7.5, 8.9, 9.1, 8.4, 9.2. I mean, he ran. When he ran for a reason. Go look at Marino. Go look at Kelly. There are no stats.
I mean, throughout his career, he averaged 25 rushing yards a game. That's pretty decent for a quarterback. That's
those
like
days,
3 first downs.
And remember, in those days, they played through the whistle. So when they hit your ass, they hit your ass. And then there was like a fat guy that came after and piled on after, and they didn't even call that. So
You're not lying either. And that's people don't realize that was football. Like,
oh my God, yes, of course.
Like
yes.
Ed Reed might have been the last of the headhunters. Like
yes.
that era of guys who could actually safety. Like I see some of those Javon Holland plays, man. Yesterday he did a play. Were you there yesterday or not?
No, Saturday.
So yesterday he did a play that made Tyreek drop the ball. Tua threw a Ryan Tannehill duck over the middle of the field to Tyreek. Tyreek had to jump for it. Javon was coming like a freight train. Tyreek eventually dropped the ball, and then Javon does 8 pirouettes around in circles to like celebrate hit, the fact that he just intimidated Tyreek. It was fun. Javon ended practice. They did a scrimmage situational stuff, and the defense was getting their ass beat by Tua, and then they let Skyler get a second rep because Skyler's rep was like 3 and out. The defense just absolutely dominated him. Let him get a second rep. And then I thought that was going to end practice, and they surprisingly said, "Okay, Tua, you're up, trailing. We need a touchdown. You got a minute." And then I'm like, "Oh shoot!" So the defense, they got Tua drove the team down the field, scored on them. So he's feeling like he's feeling good about himself. The defense is they're just chomping at the bit for him. He starts driving them down the field, converts a 3rd and 17 to Waddle, and then he gets him in scoring position. Phillips and Emmanuel tag team him for a sack. No, he might have thrown it, or it's clearly a sack. He's got to tuck it. It's a sack. Then they're like 3rd and 17, and Tua has to throw with 11 seconds left. Tua has to throw a Hail Mary pass into the end zone. Javon Holland picks it off, ends practice. Yeah. And I'm just like, man, this is some really great stuff here. Like,
it's a different team. It's a different team. It's a different vibe. And I was thinking about this watching it the last 2 weeks. It's not a boot camp. It's actually really a training camp. It's guys working. I just get that feeling that guys just are having fun.
Yeah, they're having together, fun. They're loose. Their coaches.
It's that, like, you don't have the tyrant over you, like, hey, go run to the wall, and just it's just like no fun. You can't be yourself.
You didn't bring up the TNT wall, did you? Come on. You loved the TNT wall in 2019.
The first year. Yeah.
He made it go away the first year. Come on. He evolved. Don't do him like that. But listen, it's fun. It's lighthearted. There are jokes.
No wall. There's no wall.
No wall.
You can't have people that want to build walls.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying? It's not good to build walls.
Takes no talent, and they had no talent. Still got 5 games though. And are at the center of the Flores lawsuit for tanking because you hired him with the intentions of him tanking a season and being bad and whatever. But there's a different feel to it. I will say this. What I like about Mike McDaniel is everything everybody privately told me that he was. And, I'm a skeptic. I'm like, all right, when I see it, I'll believe it. Everything that everybody told me that he was, he is. Yep. And that's encouraging to see. Because a lot of times they'll tell you that Adam Gase is a genius. Yes, Adam Gase is a genius in his own mind, but he's not a genius.
Right.
But this guy, he's got genius level.
Well, see, I think they all have their own ways. I think they're all smart in their own way. Flo, Gase, Sperano, even Cam Cameron.
Sperano tell you he wasn't smart. Sperano was a leader.
All right, whatever. But I mean, they have their strengths. They all had their strengths. Believe it or not, as bad as they were here, they all had some kind of strength or something that carried them to this far. Where I give McDaniel credit over what I've seen the last couple of coaches, which is Gase and Flo, is that McDaniel is more of a people person. And he finds
Gase was a hell of a people person. Wait a minute.
Who?
Gase.
What are you talking about, bro? He invented social distancing. What are you talking about?
Gase was a people person. Don't do that.
Oh, people didn't want to be around Gase. Come on. Nobody wanted to be around Gase.
Eventually, what undid Gase was he was everybody's buddy until you found out that he threw you under the bus.
That's what I'm saying. That's not a people person, bro. He's not a people person. Okay? When you're by yourself on a sideline and nobody's around you, and it doesn't matter what team you're on, okay? Because it happened in Miami, happened with the Jets. That's not a people person. He's just not a people person. But if you watch, listen to me. Let me finish here. If you watch McDaniel, what I mean by he's a people person not just with his players, not with just his assistant coaches, okay? Because some of them even followed him here and they praise him and they love him and all that. But he's also a people person with human beings because I see it in the press conferences. And how he handles all the different media members. And if somebody's coming at him with a tough question or an easy question, or if it's Barry Jackson that doesn't allow anybody to socialize with the coach for 10 seconds until he has to butt in to ask serious questions, he handles it all just magnificently. And that's where I credit him that I don't believe Flo or Gase had this. They communicated on their own plateau. This guy finds a plateau to communicate with you. And so he sees what you are, how you communicate. So he finds a way at your plateau to then communicate with you. That makes you a people person because you're making the effort to connect with all kinds of people in all kinds of ways. And that's what I didn't see from those last two coaches. That's my point.
Touche. I will agree with that. I know he wears Yeezys just for me and just so I can document them. It's just, it's just, he is a human being that's a coach, which is what I like.
I think John Harbaugh does the same thing in Baltimore. I really do. I think he has that magic that he's a tough coach, but he's also the guy that knows how to communicate with all kinds of different people. I think he has that. I think some coaches have that, and I see that. I don't know, dude. I don't know if it'll translate to him being a good coach on the field. I don't know if he's going to become a great head coach. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just giving the man credit. Even the Preston Williams thing, he didn't make it a bigger thing. He answered it, and then he moved on, and he didn't allow it to fester or anything like that. All we look at it now is on Preston's side. We don't even see it like a back and forth or anything like that. It was shut off right away. I just think he does a really good job of handling all these situations.
I think he does a good job.
We're all intrigued to the season and the tough moments and how that's going to be handled and all of that. But
I think he does a good job of communicating. Like, for instance, yesterday everybody who's out there, we know tight ends, they've been ghosts. They're what you pay Gaziggy all that money for if you're not going to use them? Well,
can I run something by you?
What's that?
Is it just a thing that they want to focus on blocking early on for all these guys right now? Because it like no tight end is a big part of this offense right now. So I'm wondering, is it that? Or is it that they don't want to show much?
He says he says they're being reprogrammed, and I know he knew that.
I think it's the blocking thing. Yeah,
I know he knew that this was coming. Oh, I watched Mike Gesicki block yesterday, and it was not nice. It was not good. He says that, and I understand where this is what I give him credit and praise for. He is a great communicator, and he's a teacher. And right now, he's communicated with us what's going on with the tight ends in terms of they are being they're
reprogrammed.
They're learning something completely new, and it's about being aggressive. Whether you're running or pass blocking or pass setting, they want you to be aggressive and go after whoever you're responsible for. And it's a bit of a challenge. And I don't think there's any tight end that's really doing well right now. And it'll probably be a process that just continues to evolve. I mean, we have 4 weeks to go after this week, so there's time.
Yeah. It's plenty of time. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
All right. One more thing I got to run by you. Yesterday was a clean day for Connor. And I've been talking about this since last week. I think this is the key week for Connor. Now that you face Tampa this week and throughout and the game, I think he needs a clean week this week. If not, all of a sudden the concern becomes the panic level, and the following week you're searching for centers, somebody to come in. Agree or disagree? Because the good thing is he had a clean day yesterday. Hopefully he will have a few of those next week, this week, and you can feel better with him and move on. But if you have inconsistencies this week against Tampa, do you expect them to go center hunting next week?
Let me answer this question and let me fully answer it. If I were them, I would be using the money that I got for Adam Butler and signing J.C. Treader today. Not to say that I need to put him in at center and have Connor Williams go to left guard.
Question: Are you sure he has? Are you sure he has the knees to pull? Are you sure he has the knees to get to the second level?
It comes from a similar scheme, and let's not act like he didn't come from.
But there are some people that are concerned about his knees and his mobility.
All of that is fair and reasonable, and I've been told the biggest concern about him is that he's the NFLPA president, and nobody wants that in their camp, and that's a proven fact.
We have, I think we have the coach that would handle that beautifully.
I don't disagree with you on that, but here's the point that I'm trying to make. If something happened to any one of Miami's offensive linemen, it would send out a ripple effect. Right now, any starter, Teron, Robert Hunt, Austin Jackson, Liam, it would send a ripple effect. Connor, it would right now send a ripple effect that would completely crumble your offensive line. And let me explain why it would completely crumble your offensive line.
No, I already know where you're going, but it makes all the sense in the world. Go ahead.
If you lose Teron, you're going to have to put Austin or Liam there. You put Austin or Liam there, you're going to have to move Robert to right tackle or Robert Jones. You're going to have to move Robert Hunt to right tackle and insert Robert Jones to guard.
Yeah. It shuffles everything.
Everything, so everything becomes weaker. Right now, if you have, and Michael Dieter's your only breaking case of emergency, as I've said when I wrote a column, which I felt was very harsh on Michael Dieter in hindsight now, Michael Dieter hasn't proven that he's a player that you can count on, ever, in his entire Dolphins career. So right now, you need a better sixth guy. If Treader is here, whether he's a starter or not, he instantly becomes that sixth guy. Connor goes and fills any of the guard spots. Connor can probably fill the right tackle spot, maybe even left tackle since he played it in college. So it makes me a little bit more comfortable. Whereas right now, Robert Jones is your sixth offensive lineman. Don't even think you're going to play Solomon Kinley anywhere because he ain't. Solomon Kinley needs to lose about 30 goddamn pounds.
I don't know if Solomon Kinley makes the team now.
He doesn't. Greg Little, while there's a second round pedigree there, the production is there's
not really a sexy swing tackle on the team right now.
There's not a good swing tackle, and realistically, if you are not into Robert Jones, which I like him, I can roll with him.
Little project.
There's no real interior player that gets you kind of excited. Like there's nothing there. There depth at cornerback, offensive line, and I will go as far as saying depth at wide receiver. Trash. Right now, you don't have a fifth receiver on this roster.
No, you do. It's Sherfield, but he's a special teamer wide receiver, and that's what you need at number 5.
So that's
you don't really need a stud at 5, unfortunately. You really need
if you want to do Sherfield,
player.
if you want to do Sherfield, you can do Sherfield. All right, cool.
I think he made the team already. I think he's the top 5.
All right. Hey.
Right. It's the 3 guys, Azukama and Sherfield. I think those are your 5 guys. I just talked about this with Poop, and he agreed with me that Sherfield's in. It's really Craycraft, Bowden, Preston Williams, Sanu, Sanders.
Sanders is the biggest playmaker.
Right. But you could hide him on the practice squad probably.
You think? Yeah, I would.
So I'm thinking Craycraft, if they keep a 6, because what's happening now with the safety with McKinley, what's happening now with Darius Hodge and the other funky lineman, what's his name? Damn it, another guy that's making some plays too.
Good?
Yeah, no, not good. The other guy, the
Eglevon?
No, not the linebacker. He's a lineman, bro.
Lineman? Who are you talking about? Ben Still?
No, well, Still did a couple plays the other day, but no, it's not Still. It's damn it, bro.
I don't see.
Somebody help me out. We were just talking with Poop. Somebody was it Still that we were talking about, or was it?
Nah, there's no lineman that gets my juices flowing. Nah.
No, it was Guston. I think he's a linebacker. Guston or Guston or something.
Porter
Guston. Oh, Porter Guston.
Yeah. Porter Guston. That's the other guy. All of a sudden now, you're getting some of these guys that are starting to rear their ugly heads here, and they're going, well, wait a minute. We might have an extra backer. We might have an extra lineman on the offense and the defense. We might have an extra safety. That might take away from keeping that 6th receiver is my point. No. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you're keeping a fullback, if you decide to keep a 4th running, then that may take. I'm just saying that there are other things that may take away from you keeping that 6th wide receiver. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't think you were going to keep a 6th wide receiver. There's going to be 2 on the practice squad. You're not keeping a 6th wide receiver.
Okay, all right.
I mean,
last year they had like 8 of them, right? Didn't they have like 8 or 9? And wasn't it like 52 receivers and 2 on the team yesterday? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to go over this roster and pick my 53, which is an exercise I annually do. But the one concern that I will have, and understand, Dolphin fans, I told you I like your coach. I told you, too, it looks like the 16th best quarterback in the NFL. I like your run game. I tell you the offensive line is doing well. This was going to be a great test. But what I will not tell you is that I like the depth on this team. It's not good. Cornerback not good. Safety not good. Linebacker not good.
Wait a minute, hold on a second. If Trill develops, it might be solid. And
if Trill develops,
Noah had a deflected pass yesterday.
I always look at depth from the standpoint. I lose one guy, am I good? If I lose Byron Jones, okay.
Omar,
listen,
you make it sound like every team in the NFL has 1 or 2 corners standing.
It has to be. If I lose one guy, am I good? You are not good at cornerback. You're not good at linebacker. You're not good at safety. You're not good.
I'm not going to say that yet because Trill Williams might develop and Noah might develop.
I like Trill.
So then,
am I ready to put the big boy pants on him?
I don't know yet, but you're not.
Who plays nickel? If Needham go, listen,
but you've given up on him. Dude, hear me out. You've given up on him, and there's 4 weeks left.
If
there's
Needham
4 weeks left, you've given up on him.
It's called waiver wire. If Needham goes to the boundary, who plays nickel? Answer that question.
No, I would play Trill on the boundary. Keep Needham and Needham in the nickel. That's what I would do.
What's supposed Trill ain't ready? What's supposed he not ready for the big boy pants?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to find out. But you've given up on Trill Williams with the whole preseason ahead of us. I mean, let's give the kid by the end of this week, if he has a great week in Tampa, all of a sudden you're going to say, "Oh shit, this guy's doing the stuff that Nick Needham was doing." He's starting to throw.
He's definitely a guy I want to invest in. But if I got to put him out there as my starting 11,
you don't have to do that right now. That's not the.
That's the way I think, Big O.
I know, but it's not time to do that right now.
You're deep at quarterback.
You give up on these young guys too soon, bro.
No, I don't give up on them. What I'm saying is I'm looking at it from a depth standpoint. You're good at quarterback. You're good at running back. You're even good at tight end, even though we haven't really seen crap from him. You're not good at offensive line. You're not good at defensive line. You probably need one more. That's the waiver wire. I'm good with that. Inside linebacker, Sam Egglevon. Like, I like Sam. I'm down with Sam. But is that what we really doing?
He hasn't proven yet that he can be a reliable starting linebacker in the regular season yet. He hasn't kind of been put to that test yet so far. He's been a really good supporting linebacker, a backup linebacker, special
but that's
teamer.
My thing. If you're
down,
no,
I got you.
If you're down one, let's say Jerome Baker goes down and misses 6 games. Season done? Is that what we're doing?
No, I mean, I won't say done, but it's going to be pretty bad. Yeah, it's hard to replace Jerome Baker.
Then get yourself some depth.
Yeah, I know, but maybe Duke Riley is a guy that is ready to take that next step, and he's been growing. So I don't know. Let me give Duke more of a chance because he's taken steps gradually every year. Is he ready? So these are things. That's what I'm saying. This conversation we're having, we need to have it at the end of August to see where we're at because maybe players have made progress.
I'm good. I'm excited.
One more thing before I let you go. We know Gesicki, and obviously you even commented that you've been watching him block, and obviously continues with the struggles there. How about Hunter, doggy? Have you seen any blocking out of Hunter because the pass catching, I think they're all going to be serviceable, and Gesicki could be really good for you pass catching. But the question is, can you help out in the blocking area? And I know Smythe can do it. Talk to me about Hunter.
Can do it. And Sheen can do it, even though
not the greatest blocker, but he's
better than Hunter. He's better than Hunter.
Okay, all right. Okay.
But then you got Sathan Carter too, who I think it was Poop who was telling me he thinks that he makes the team, and I'm thinking like, how?
Well, because he's a really good special teamer. That's why.
Yeah, but come on, your special team was booty last year. Like I hate when people say that. Oh, he's a really good special team.
Well,
okay, then how was special team booty?
What are you supposed to do when you trade the best returner in the NFL? Come on, Omar. What's wrong with you?
Stop it. He's a Pro Bowler, so I got to give him respect. He's
right. Put respect
on right now.
Put respect on the Pro Bowler. No, seriously, with Hunter, what's the deal? What do we see? Because obviously, Flo wanted his guy from Boston College. Can he block?
Give him half the season. Yeah.
I like it. He's showing patience.
I saw he got called out earlier in the week by me. There was a response, and I love when that happens. I love when guys know, hey, I had a bad practice, and I'm gonna grind and get back. And he's been making plays. Like when you have a Tanner Connor who comes out of nowhere and just like dominates practice. It's like
another guy that's been.
If you're Hunter Long, you gotta be like, I need to get mine together. I need to get mine together, and they're working. They're working on it.
Yeah, I give them credit. This front office will find street guys, and once in a while they'll open your eyes and you'll be intrigued.
I've covered the Dolphins for 15 years. I've never not covered a Dolphins team where an undrafted rookie didn't make the roster, 53-man roster. 2 made last year.
Yeah, you should.
I don't know where I see it this year, though. I don't know where I see it.
Okay.
So,
we shall see. We shall see.
We shall see.
All right, follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. Catch his work there at the Sun Sentinel for now. And, of course, you can catch him here doing his thing as always. We will catch up with him.
We got Kamara Usman on I Am Athlete this week.
Nice. When? What day? Tell him.
It's today at noon. It's up. While we're doing this conversation, it got posted. I'm going to go out. Really good conversation.
Well, you can watch that after the show, folks, okay? After the show.
Really good conversation with one of the best fighters in UFC right now.
Yeah. He's an interesting cat.
He is an interesting cat.
I love how he carries himself. So, yeah, he's fearless, bro. Fearless. My God.
Yeah.
That guy. That's one dude you want with you in a what's it called, in an alleyway.
He's a South Florida resident, and he was real hurt by Chad supporting Mazgadov.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And that was, he specifically came to I Am Athlete to confront Chad about that. So
there we go. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Appreciate you.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Follow him on Twitter at Omar Kelly. And of course, catch him there at I Am Athlete doing his thing. Oh, we'll talk later on in the week, my friend. You're going to Tampa?
Yes, I am.
All right. We will talk then.
I'll be there with bells on. Because I want to watch Casey Rogers' defensive line against this offensive line. Got to see it.
Good man, good coach. Good man, good coach. Damn
Best
good coach.
Defensive line coach in the NFL, even though he's a defensive coordinator now.
Yeah. Good coach. No doubt about that. All right, appreciate you.
All right, talk to you later.
You got it. EJD Construction. Call Eric, man, 305-433-4843. And I'm not talking about like a handyman. I'm talking about custom home construction, major home remodeling. You want to redo the entire house? You can do that. You want to add a second floor? You can do that. You want to add an extra room? You can do that. Anything and everything that you can think of, they will do it at EJD Construction. And they're fully insured and licensed, liability and all. Do not ever hire anybody to work at your home that is not fully insured. You are asking for trouble. EJD Construction, 305-433-4843, ejdconstruction.com.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.